presentation of the Josh White Esports Truck Series from POCONO Raceway. We're live from POCONO Raceway. Okay. We are tuned in for the end of practice here. Okay. Welcome to everybody just tuning in to the Josh White Esports Truck Series race broadcast from POCONO Raceway. Again, this is just the end of practice right now. Let me know if everything is good. Let me know if the audio is good and everything. Thank you for tuning in. No matter what platform you're on, this please share the stream. Please share the stream on YouTube, Periscope, Twitch. I'd like to thank Josh White for hosting these races. As well as the Louisiana. This is the Louisiana Hunters for Heroes 150. Presented by Project K9 and Rifle Caddy. Oops. I am your host for tonight, Brendan Carroll, and I appreciate you all tuning in. Please share the stream once again. There's 2 minutes and 16 seconds left in practice. I hope y'all are having a good night out there. I know I am. We have some good old-fashioned truck series racing from Pocono Raceway. And I don't know about all of you, but I am excited to watch this. Now coming to 1 minute to go in practice. As we take a gander through some of the schemes here. That's a nice looking number 3 truck. Andrew Hurley. 16th fastest in practice. Looks like the 87 of Austin McCain is going to win this final practice here.
Let me know when you need me to go, and we'll work on it like ASAP.
Okay, got it. I got it working.
And 4.
Okay. We got 17 watching right now, at least on YouTube.
Josh. He's probably qualifying. Yes, he is. Sorry, buddy.
Okay, you hear me good?
I got you, buddy.
Okay, cool.
What's your name, by the way?
I'm Brendan.
Brendan, and do we do any commercials?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, can you talk to me where they don't hear you over the air? In other words, when do I know when to go to commercials? Is what I'm saying.
Good question. Hang on.
I think I found it right here. Louisiana Hunters for Heroes 150 here at Pocono Raceway. If you want, I can give them my screen so you can see what's going on my end. Actually, Brandon, can you do your screen to Discord? Because you can share your screen. This way I can see on your... On the bottom of our chat, it says video and screen. You can share the screen on the bottom. I see you. Now you're gone. Don't worry about the video. You gotta hit the little share screen button. Forget about the video. I'm not looking for you. We got enough time right now. We got just over 5 minutes. Well, probably the iRacing one because that's the screen you're going to go off from for your replays and all that stuff. Hang on. Perfect. You see the turn. I can see the wall. Everything's paused, but I see it. There we go. You're on scenic. That's why. Okay. Sorry. Qualifying still going. There's 3 on the track right now. And what I'll do is I'll try to say the number of a truck so you can see where I'm pointing things at. So whenever you're ready, you let me know when you want to go live. I'll run an intro by myself and we can do what we need to do, and I'll run the lineup right after. Actually, can you give me your OBS screen? I don't mean to be picky, but the OBS, first of all, it's a little choppy, but it might be what your computer and everything is. There we go. That's a little better because now I can see the lineup, I can see your replays, and I can see exactly what's going on. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let me know when you want me to go live. And then also I got to figure out some way. You can type to me, maybe that way, so we know when to go to commercial. Or we'll go to commercial every caution, you know what I mean? And also, what's your channel? I don't know that. Well, I think I found it. Actually, we're live right now. I did not realize this. All right, well, I want to welcome everybody to League Racing TV. I didn't know we were live. I just checked that out and got the okay to go ahead here. You're watching Louisiana Hunters for Heroes 150 tonight at Pocono, the Josh White E-Racing Motorsports League here on, again, League Racing TV. My name is Ray Richer. I'll be your host for this evening. Let's doing it a little bit solo tonight. I've done it for the past couple of weeks with a few other different guys, and unfortunately, some couldn't make it tonight on a beautiful night here in upstate New York. And right now we have our qualifying guys out on the track. Top of the list right now, Nicholas Sacco, who has been fast for the past couple weeks. He right now has a top points, top of the heap here, trying to figure out what his best time is, 55.174. Next to him, on the outside of the front row, we'll start Brady LeBouf. He is right now at 55.228. The lineup down through, all the way through 10th, all these guys within 55 seconds. Should be able to take and have a great race this evening. Pocono Speedway is where it's at in the Pocono Mountains. Usually rains here, but you know what? Tonight that's out of the question, because in reality, most of the time you got to fight this water off this track, but tonight, being a virtual track, never have to worry about that. Again, I'm Ray Richard. I'll be bringing you all the action here from Pocono in the Tricky Triangle. Qualifying just about ready to get over with. 8 minutes into it, you're going to have about a minute and a half ready to go until they line up. We'll get you to line up here very shortly.
Okay. Four, three, two, one.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Beautiful rendition of the American National Anthem. We'll get our lineup here and get things underway here at Pocono. Tonight, it looks to be, 25 guys here on the grid, and we'll run them down here right now. On the pole right now, Nicolas Sacco with a qualifying time of 55.173. Outside of him, Brady LeBouf will be in the second spot in the front row. Inside third row, Ashley Donson, one of our Aussies here tonight, 55.536. That'll put him up in the second row inside. Outside of him, Robert Mason in the number 7 machine. Derek Mullins starts on the inside of the row 3. On the outside of him, Derek Fulton in the number 19. Jason Keffler inside 33. Outside of him, Chris Baines. Inside next row, Stephen up front in the 11 machine, the number 91 on the outside of Tyler Beeman with him. Michael McKinnon will start in the 11th spot. That'll bring up the row of 16 on the inside and the 13 machine. Outside of him, the 51 of Stephen Waltrip. Inside, our host tonight, Joshua White of the Joshua White Esports Leagues in the number 8 in the 13 position. Outside of him, Andrew Hurley. And inside the next row will be the number 09 of Christopher Williams. Michael Clary will take up the outside in the 16th position. 17th will be Gene Raguski. Outside of him, Eric Zimmerman. And in the 16th machine, Cully Bullock will take up the 19th spot. Number 20 rounding out your top 20, Brandon Bullock. And then 21st, Roger Bram. Outside of him, Austin McKinnon. Inside next row in the 30 machine, Zach Talley. Outside of him, Sean Morissette. Rounding off everybody in the top 25, we have Kyle Barnes. These cars are lined up on the front row. I believe Kyle Barnes will be our official this evening. As you see them pulling out for their first warm-up lap, we'll get these tires warmed up and set them loose here next time by. The Tricky Triangle, like I said, down in Pocono, Pennsylvania. One of the things about this, made up of 3 different turns, and it's kind of funky because down in turn 1, very long, sweeping turn, a lot of room, can even fit 5, maybe 6, even 7 wide down through there if they really wanted to, but definitely not the way to go. Turn 2, very fast, almost on the floor with these trucks, around 700 horsepower. They're going to keep it there in about 2nd gear and try to get through there without slipping up. The rear end will kind of come out of them a little bit if they go in too hard. Turn 3, very flat, very low to the bottom. You're going to see a lot of these trucks crawl down to the bottom and try to keep it there as much as possible to get the most out of that turn. Then they'll sweep up by the fence and start the whole lap over again. Turn 1 goes down to the Long Pond stretch, and this track has been famous for a long time for bringing out some great racing. 2.5 miles around this asphalt tri-oval, and we're getting ready underway. Pace truck lights are off. We'll bring them down out of turn 2. Into turn 3 we head. Sacco will lead them off to the first lap. Across the stripe, Sacco to the inside. Leboeuf to the outside. Down into turn 1, they got to get them cranked up to full speed. Almost 3 wide there, about 3 rows back. But right now, Sacco will bring them down to the bottom. Go down to the first turn. A little bit of banking there, but to the inside, the 07 has something else to say. Ashley Dodson will give it a shot down through turn 1. Down the stretch, they'll go into turn 2. Single file most of the way back, at least to 6th, 7th position. Single file back in the pack. These guys are going to be fighting it out to try to get back up through. The draft is very important here, like all trucks. All tracks with these trucks, they'll put a big hole into the air. Ashley Dodson to the outside in row 3 gives them a little bit more room to let Leboeuf and Sacco kind of fly away from them. Actually, down to turn 3, you'll see these trucks kind of slow down, get to the bottom, as you're seeing right now with Sacco up front. He kind of pulls it out to the second group. Up by the wall he'll come, and down the straight they'll go. Sacco leads that first lap and pulls out about 5 car lengths immediately to second place of Leboeuf. A couple guys down to the bottom there. You'll see them on the front stretch, but not really trying to take and get any air off anybody, but they're trying to pass. And it's kind of difficult without a draft, so they'll floor it down to the longest front stretch in NASCAR, which is about, I think it's 27,000 feet. I could be completely, or 2,700 feet. I could be completely wrong about that. We'll figure that out lately. Don't go by the facts of this announcer. I kind of, butcher guys' names half the time. But either way, back up front right now, Sacco leads it, and we have a gain there by Leboeuf in the number 9 machine. They're about 3 truck lengths back now compared to 5 when he was on the last lap. Keep in mind, we have a long way to go in this race. 60 laps is the distance they want to go, and probably about 20 to 25 laps on fuel, being such a big track. Leboeuf to the tail end of the 29. The 29, only 2 trucks separate them now. Leboeuf, if he gets that lap, he'll be able to take and climb his way up and try to hold line. Single file right now, nobody's in a rush. Getting everything worn in usually takes about 2 or 3 laps to get these things down to the point where you can drive them a little bit better, but Leboeuf is kind of throwing that out the door right now on that theory. He'll go to the inside of Sacco, not there just yet, but to his tailgate, trying to take the lead down the front stretch. To the inside, he looks again, not quite there. Left rear corner is still wide open. He doesn't have a chance to take it. 1 truck length back to second place, but they are walking away to the top 3. In the third place, if you look back, though, it looks like Ashley is all alone. Dodson there in that 07. Kind of biding his time. We'll see what happens back up front and see if these guys touch it all. Rex, he's kind of looking for a hole. You know how it works. No change in the top 2. Basically, Leboeuf and Sacco fighting it out. Back in the line, not a lot of action going on. Again, a guy's just kind of holding on right now, like Derek Fulton in that number 19 machine. He's in 5th place, just kind of cruising along right behind the number 2 of Mr. Mullins. And everybody single file just using that draft. If they got close enough, I think they would have a chance to get up to the front 2. But I see right now the 19 steps out of line of Fulton just for a second, trying to look to the inside. Not enough wind to take and get him by the 2 of Mullins, but going down through turn 2, still on the loud pedal. Back up front right at the moment in time. These 2 still fighting it out. Number 9 and 29 between Sacco and Leboeuf. Leboeuf, no gain across to second place. These guys like tandem drafting around this place, almost like Daytona at this moment. Well, Daytona long ago anyways. Down the front stretch they'll go. Beautiful number 9 truck paint job this evening, by the way. LaBeouf's got that American flag for Memorial Day on the side of it. A couple guys in the back. I just seen somebody just about touch the fence coming out of turn 3. Couldn't catch the truck number, but still able to continue on. Just a small tap, nothing to worry about. Taking a little of that vinyl off. Top 2 still out front. We'll go back in line here, see exactly what we can find behind Dodson. And that 19 again to the inside of Mullins. We have a challenge for 4th place. Mullins lets him go, goes to the high side, opens the door behind him with Chris Baines. Baines doesn't take the opportunity, but Mullins back to the inside of the 19, trying to get that run. He might have him going down to turn 3, side by side, just for the moment. Mullins to the bottom side, the outside of him, the 54, Baines. Baines trying to make that work on the outside, not able to, and the advantage right now goes to the 19. Mullins slipping back actually a little bit, didn't get a run off that corner like he wanted to. You've got to use that momentum coming off the corner on the outside line, because if you don't, like you just seen there, Mullins did not have it. He was down in the 3rd groove, just couldn't carry that number 2 truck out to the outside. With that result, the 54 does get by him. Advantage behind him right now is getting Walter to the inside of Mullins. Mullins seems like he's kind of losing the handling on that truck for a moment anyways, losing 2 positions, now possibly 3, as we see the 51 here at Walter to the inside. Mullins will allow him to have that. Up to the 3rd groove he'll go, open the door again. The bottom for the 33 right now of Keffer, but no, Keffer falls back in line behind him, Tyler Beeman. And these guys are 4 deep, single file. Challenge right now for 4th place position. Fulton with a 19, the 54 behind him of Baines. Baines looked on the inside last time, didn't get a chance to get there. Although the door was wide open, he kind of fell back and just kind of let it off, fell back in line. Advantage right now of Fulton in that 4th place position. Back up front, actually missed it. LaBeouf got around Sacco. Unfortunately missed that replay. On the last lap, I believe, give the advantage to LaBeouf. He was fast enough to catch him, make him 5 truck lengths. Now let's see if he's fast enough to get away, but that draft is going to elude him. Because keep in mind, Sacco's just got to stick to his tailgate for quite a while until they go back into a pit. Sacco with a little bit of lower line there through turn 3. We got a flasher. That'd be LaBeouf right there, our leader. Came back immediately. That's good. Connection issues are not a good thing when you, especially you're out in the lead, because, well, everybody's trying to follow you and get around you, and it's just going to open the hole. As you see LaBeouf go to the bottom side trying to cut that draft, Sacco just following his line. These guys able to keep up that speed. Both have a great line down through 1. To the bottom side, though, Sacco's going to try to shorten up that track a little bit. Able to get to his tailgate now to the inside. He'll bobble a little bit off the corner. Try to get to him. No. Back in line he goes for 2nd place. Even up front right now. LaBeouf out front. Sacco in 2nd. Sacco was giving up the lead about 2 laps ago. To the outside he'll go. For some reason LaBeouf kept it to the bottom. Trying to avoid maybe the bumper there. Didn't hear outside per se on my end. But on the same note, good move to keep out of his way. Sacco right now in line with him. Both of them down to the yellow line. They'll bring it out to the fence down here in the front stretch. And here's LaBeouf trying to cut that draft again. Full throttle. Longest front stretch in NASCAR as we go down through into turn 1. These guys will take it out to the high side. Down to that yellow line again. LaBeouf still using the same line he did last time. Nice and smooth. That's what you've got to be. You can't force the issue here. Even though these trucks aren't as powerful as a Cup car, these guys have got it right down pat. To the outside, Sacco's looking again, but nope, back in line. LaBeouf trying to cut that draft. He is at his tailgate going down to turn 2. No move being made right yet, but again, right in the same line. Down to the bottom, they'll go back to the top side. LaBeouf still over that lead, trying to cut the draft. He'll go to the hot side. At the same time, Sacco to the inside, side by side, down into turn 3. They'll go flatten out. Door to door, advantage right now looks to be Sacco. He'll bobble a little bit on the rumble strips. Drag race down to the stripe. Right now, LaBeouf had the momentum off of turn 3, able to take that truck, and he will lead that lap. Back in line, just a huge fight up front with our leaders. Beautiful racing going on here at Pocono, Pennsylvania. Only 10 laps and 50 to go next time by. Not much going on in the back of the pack. We're looking right now at the 51 there of Stephen Waldrop. He got to the outside of the 54, wasn't able to make the pass. But behind him, Mr. Mullins back at it again to the inside. Right now of Kepfer. Kepfer to the outside, door to door. He'll let him go, and Mullins trying to take advantage of that to the inside. That'll give him the 9th place spot. Mullins working his way back up through the field. Not much changing back up front, though. LaBeouf right out front. And again, Sacco's just trying to find that line to get back around him. Apparently, LaBeouf had that, obviously, about 5-6 laps ago to take over the lead. But these guys just fight tooth and nail. It's not even towards the end of this race yet. Lap 11 right now is what they're working on. 50 laps to go, as we do have one guy exiting the pit. And that looks like Cody Mullock. That'd be the number 16, 21st position. Maybe a bit of a race fuel strategy here. We'll see what happens. He gets back underway, but he'll go a lap down at this point. Actually, I believe something did happen to him. I do see he was working on lap 9, and we have a caution on the speedway. Looks like it involves the number 3 of Andrew Hurley. His truck's around coming out of turn 2, as we also see a damaged truck. Let me see, that'll be the number 13 of Michael McKinnon. We'll get the replay up and take a look, see exactly what happened here. Turn 1 quite fast, unfortunately lost it, and as you can see there, lost it right into the number 3 of Andrew Hurley. Hurley just a victim of circumstance in this whole thing. Overdrove the corner, lost to it around on the 13, and unfortunately Michael McKinnon will actually be the cause of this accident.
What just happened?
Yep. We'll see McKinnon come in for his damage to get it fixed. I believe they do have one quick repair. They do. I don't believe that 13 truck is damaged enough to be fixed, but I have to use a quick repair, I should say. I do see him kind of fighting with that front end, so I believe the front end has got to be out on that truck. He's kind of all over the place. We'll see what happened to our number 3 truck. I see the 94 is in. Andrew Hurley is in. He'll get his damage fixed. Just got spun. A little bit of damage on the rear end, a little bit of damage on the left front, but he'll go in, get 4 fresh Goodyears, some fuel into it, get ready to go again. And you see he overshot his pit there a little bit. He did use his quick fix. He's got a brand new machine. All body panels are straight. He'll get ready to go back after this caution. Want to welcome you here again to Josh White Racing Esports and the Louisiana Hunters for Heroes 150 this evening from Pocono Speedway here in the Pocono Mountains. Beautiful sunny day out. These guys putting on a killer show off the bat. Still a lot of racing left to go, and I think what we'll do is I'll check in with my guy and we'll see if we can go to our first commercial here under caution. We're back, and a ton of guys get in, get some tires. Now would be the time. We'll see who wins the race off of pit lane here as I'm on the incorrect screen on mine. That's okay. That's the way it works with live racing. You know how it goes. Bray LaBeouf there on the number 9 machine. Looks like he made it out. But Sacco kind of taking his time. We're going to see if he overshot his pit here. 29 actually getting out and about. Looks to be like the 5th place. Not exactly sure what happened. Taking a look back. Yes, he did overshoot his pit by a little bit. I'm looking on my screen right now. He did come in, and that can happen sometimes, unfortunately, with these trucks. You'll come in a little too quick. Actually, on my replay, on my screen, he came in, the truck went sideways. He had to back it up pretty quick, so that was his fault, unfortunately, at this point. He came in just a little too hard. That'll give the advantage to Bray LaBeouf there out front. Caution light's still on. and we'll bring it around. A little bit of drag out because it's a 2.5-mile track. Again, here in Pocono Mountains, just a little long of cautions. You know how it works. But LeBeouf, I'm telling you, he's been good for the past couple weeks. Sacco, not anything to be shaken a stick at, as well as Ashley Dotson. Again, Ashley Arossi in the lineup tonight. Great driver, great attitude, great racer, very respectable. Again, great time with these guys this evening. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast, and we'll be back here very shortly. One truck that actually did not pit just yet, Roger Bream in that 62 machine, seeing him right now as a leader. With that being said, we're going to see what he can do on these old tires. He will be lighter in the rear end because of fuel, obviously, 14 laps in, but with these old tires, I mean, this track doesn't usually chew them up all that bad, so it might give him the advantage. All the way back from 21st will be the man on the move right at the moment in time in that 62 machine. But I don't think he's going to have a chance to hang on. LeBeouf has been fast all night long. He's got some fresh skins underneath that truck. And, again, I think he's just going to get run over. That is his decision. We'll see what happens. Makes for some good racing on the restarts here. And also, the initial racing restart is at the leader's discretion. Keep that one thing in mind. So here's the deal. When you take a super speedway, you don't want to get way out ahead, especially so you usually jump when the light turns green. But with these guys right here, it is a little bit of an advantage to get out front. So the draft is an important factor here. But on the same note, if you can get away and you can get a good line going, there's a good chance you can beat the field. So the advantage will go to Bream if he gets out front, gets away from everybody, and say there's another caution. He's going to be the first option to go in. He'll still be up front. So it's not a bad move to make. We're only, again, like I said, 14 laps into this race. And I think it's going to be a killer chance on Roger Bream's end with that 62. Like I said, caution's drawn a little bit out here. Hopefully we don't have too many of them, but we'll continue on here. Doubling them up here at the line, like we said before. Advantage right now would be Brady LeBeouf there with those 4 fresh tires. And there's just going to be a guy right now, Roger Bream there. He's going to start this field, but again, old tires, still low on fuel. He's still got a long way to go before he's got to get fuel, but can he hold on to that lead? Watch that number 62 there in the point. We'll bring him down through turn 2, it looks right now, on the Long Pond stretch. That is that long between turn 2 and turn 3. The reason they call it that, the road in the background actually is Long Pond Road. Believe it or not, that's the way the track was built into it. Been to this place multiple times. If you ever have a chance to go there, I highly suggest it. I've been there, multiple to the point where I love going back every year. Of course, this year a little bit different, but you know how that is going on. As trucks now come down through turn 3, they'll get to the flat portion of it in the apex, and they will bunch up. We'll see exactly what Roger can do with this 62. When the pace truck pulls off, which is now, they go green pretty immediately. Right, here we go. Bream waiting for that green flag. LeBeouf takes off. He'll take it in the rear end, unfortunately, by Ashley Dotson. Dotson getting around. I believe that 62 just spun the tires. Big battle up front right now. LeBeouf getting away, but the 54 behind him. Chris Baines, you haven't seen him up front all night. Behind him, unfortunately, fortunately was Sacco. Sacco was unfortunately, what I was trying to say, got into a spin over, shot it, backed up, able to straighten up that truck, and right now he is in the third spot, able to get up through the field. That check up there by Roger, unfortunately, hurt him. He's way back towards the tail end of the field, but it really helped these front three. Sacco right now trying to hunt down that number 54 of Chris Baines. Baines right now two lengths back to the leader. They are single file coming down the front stretch. New guy in the mix, Jason Kepfer. He is in fourth place right now in that 33 machine. The state of West Virginia State alumni 33. They'll bring it down here to turn one. Sacco right now gathering up to second place. 3 car lengths back, maybe 4. It was 5 to 6 last time. Sacco with the great line going on. Has the advantage right now of these guys. Still trying to catch him. No change between the top two. Riding aboard right now. Looks like LaBeouf. Actually, that'd be Millens, number 20 or number 2. The 29 right now in that third place spot, though. Still trying to take and hunt down these guys up front. Great line by the 29. Still fresh rubber on those trucks. Going to be breaking them in here on about the third or fourth lap. But as you can see right now, they went green here on lap 15. This will be the third lap, so you're going to start seeing some action up front. Sacco using that draft to get up to the second place of the 54 machine of Baines. Baines down to the inside there. He'll take it just off the first apex. There's 2 apexes here in turn 1. If you look, there's little gray squares that'll show you that. And they're built into the track. That's one thing I learned a long time ago. Top three right now have broken away. Keffer's got to be about 12 truck lengths back here coming down through the long stretch there. Chris Baines a little bit slow there, about 4 truck lengths back now from the top spot. In third place, Chris Baines. He's trying to fight to get there. Getting ever so close to that second place spot. Keep in mind, when Sacco gets up to Chris Baines, he will have a chance to get around. It's going to take him a little bit, but he's been fast all night long. LaBeouf still out front, trying to cut that draft down the front stretch. The 54 will have none of that. He'll follow him through. To the outside of him, though, Sacco with the advantage, trying to get in that hole. Not enough. Slam the door by the 54 to the top side. And again, our top 3 head down to turn 1. Evenly spread out right now. 1, 2, 3. At least 3 truck lengths between them. It was a great race down to turn 1. Still evenly spread out down the long stretch. Down the long stretch, not to the long pond stretch yet. They'll head to turn 2. Down to the bottom they'll go. 54, a little lower line there. Scrubbing the tires up a little bit. LaBeouf to the second groove. And that advantage will go to the 54. He gains about a truck length there on the leader. Same time behind him, blowing off Sacco. Sacco losing a spot just a little bit. 54 again down to that yellow line. He is catching the number 9 LaBeouf. We'll see what happens coming down the front stretch. LaBeouf again trying to cut that draft to the inside. While these guys are making that snake-like move, it shortens up their length. That's why Sacco has the advantage of staying right in line. Not the draft advantage, but he does shorten up their run. 54 again with a lower line right down below the apex, going through 1. Second apex there. Again, that's what those gray squares in the track are all about. Was able to catch him 2 truck lengths, but now it looks like he fell back a little bit down through turn 1. Still a huge advantage from third all the way back to fourth. Keffer there in that 33 machine all alone. Everybody behind him, basically single file. Nobody trying to get around anybody at this point. 20 laps are in the books. Baines to the bottom side again. He's trying to get there. Half a truck length back now to the number 9. LaBeouf pulls away. He'll go down to the bottom side and try it to the inside. No, everybody in line this time. LaBeouf kind of faked him out. Thought for sure he was going to go down there. That's why you see the 54 dart back behind him. If you look at Sacco, Sacco's creeping up ever so slightly there for the third place spot in that 29 machine. It did give him advantage that time to catch these 2 right in the draft. No change among the top 3, 4, 5, or 6. No challenges as of yet, except for farther back. Looks to be 8th and 9th place spot. Except for now, looking at the 29 machine, right to the tailgate, the 54 of Baines. Baines has got to do something. He's going to give him a shove down at turn 3. He'll just about touch the back end. Sacco to the inside. has the advantage, cuts the line of the 54, and he'll easily take over that second place spot. Beautiful move by the 29 of Sacco. Sacco's got nothing to lose except for just following LaBeouf right now. The 54 is trying to get back around him. He'll still hold on for third place spot right in the tire tracks of that 29. 54 looking to the inside. Doesn't have a chance to get down that low. Gets blocked on his line by the 29 machine. Sacco just taking up that line, and he's just drafting for all it's worth. Sacco can't make too many moves right now because he's got to get up to that number 9 machine. Plenty of time yet. Lap 22 is what they're working out of 60. Everybody pretty steady up here up front as we see the 54 Baines back off. That'd be a smart move, I think, on his part. Stay up to the draft, but don't wear your stuff out. Top 3 even up. 2 by 2. Front 2, back 2. That's how many distance between them. And Sacco tries to get that line again. He looks like he's in the tire tracks of our leader, which is LaBeouf in the number 9. He'll follow him down through, even though he's trying to break that draft, the number 9 that is. Not able to do it this time, as we see Sacco a half a truck clanked back going down to turn 1. Sacco looks like the faster of the 3 here. Was able to get by the 54 with ease after he found out the line and get the chance going into turn 3. Still using that draft off of LaBeouf in that number 9 machine. He'll follow him down through turn 2 to the bottom side, actually just a little bit off that groove. 54 a little bit lower that time, able to take up a little more of the track. These guys are still killing the times of the guys behind him. Kepler there in that 33 machine, back in 4th place spot, just all alone. Mullins behind him, but Mullins went in and did a pit stop. Got 4 fresh ones, got some fuel back on the track. I believe that he's down about 2 laps right now. Something must have happened to that truck I must have missed because, again, 2 laps is pretty huge going for a pit stop here at Pocono. 1 lap I can believe is such a big place, but 2 I just can't. Baines just following these 2. Sacco right to the tailgate of the 9 there. They'll go off the apex of 1 right in the tire tracks. Now it looks like the 54 of Baines has the option of getting right behind them, and they do. Right in line they'll go as they come out of turn 1. Nose to tail down to turn 2. 3-truck freight train just pulling away from these guys. Has a huge advantage right now to the 4th place spot. 4th place, 3.44 seconds back as we watch Sacco to the inside. He's going to try to do LaBeouf what he did to Baines to the inside, door to door, same exact turn. Baines will follow him through. Beautiful move by the 54. LaBeouf will bring it off the corner. Now it's almost 3 wide going down the front stretch. Not quite, still door to door, and LaBeouf is not ready to give up that top spot just yet. Spreading them out. Not 3 wide quite yet. Baines is actually back 2 wide right now between Sacco and LaBeouf. And Baines is going to follow the 29 to the bottom side. LaBeouf is a little bit high in the corner. He'll take it to the 3rd groove. Lose a lot of time getting out of turn 1. And that'll give the advantage to Sacco. But look at Baines. Baines right on his bumper. He backed off and saved his stuff for a couple more laps ago. Able to keep up with the 9 machine of Sacco. Big challenge down the front stretch they'll go. LaBeouf in 3rd now. He was our leader for quite a while. Baines in 2nd. We'll hit Sacco up front. 4th place with all that shuffling seems to be catching them just a little bit. 3.351 last time at the line. It was 3.4 last time around. With all the shuffling, that's kind of what happened. Allowed them to get a chance to get up there just a little bit. Lap 26 right now is what's going to happen. Again, down to turn 2. A lot of action with these guys up front. I'll try to look back into the pack a little bit. See if we can take a look and if anything else is going on towards the back here. Mullins, I know, in that number 2 machine is lapped down. Oh, we got a car off the wall. And that looks to be Austin McKinnon in the 87. He just got the fence coming out of turn 1. Nosedived it into the inside. Able to take and keep it rolling. But, man, that damage to that truck has got a lot to it right at the moment in time. He'll get into the grass. He'll use that access road coming off of turn 2 to stay out of their way, but unfortunately lose control of it just a little bit. Turn 3 actually is where he's at, trying to get back onto that asphalt. All right, he turns around, gets down that access road, and he will pit without incident at this point. The 87 machine of Austin McKinnon hopefully didn't use his quick repair, able to get that machine back out here. lead. The 29 is Sacco, still holding off the 54 of Baines. One of the things the race control just said, if there is no caution thrown by iRacing, and there does not seem any deeming qualities to take and throw a caution by the officials, they will not throw it, and the race will go on, and that's exactly what happened here. 1, 2, 3, like I said before, one truck length separate the top three on each one of these guys. Again, we'll take a look back in the pack again to see if anything else is going on. Keffer right now lost a spot to the number 2 of Mullins. Mullins is not a spot, actually. Again, keep in mind, he is 2 laps down right now to the leaders. Austin McKinnon coming back on track. He's going to lose a lap there with that 87 machine. He pulls out of the pits. With that being said, use a quick repair. Able to bring it back on. Hopefully right now he can get it going again. I believe he's going to be in our lucky dog position if a caution does come out. No challenges towards the back except for behind him. Michael McKinnon in that 13 machine. He is still on the lead lap. He was involved in a wreck earlier. Still bringing it back for a quick run. Beautiful run, actually. 9th position right now is what he's bringing up. We'll go back up through the field, and we'll go back up to the front of the field. 29 of Nicholas Sacco, just showing these guys what it's all about. Lap 29 is what we're on at the moment in time. And of course, behind him, we got Chris Baines. Chris Baines still trying to find the line, saving his stuff to get back up there into the front position. LaBeouf behind him led a bunch of laps here. As we see the 54 kind of arcing away high, I think he drove it into that corner a little high, and the tires are starting to go. As we see the advantage of LaBeouf, LaBeouf will take the inside, and he'll drag him down to turn 2. Staying off the wall of 54, right door to door, tire to tire. He'll bring it down to turn 2, and Baines will let him by as he goes down to the second place spot. LaBeouf right now back on the challenge for the lead. I want to welcome you again to Pocono this evening. My name's Ray Richer right now. Beautiful racing up front by these guys as well as the rest of the pack. You are watching the Louisiana Hunters for Heroes 150 again from Pocono Raceway on the Josh White Esports Racing League. You're also watching League Racing TV here on YouTube. We appreciate you joining us this evening as we still see our leaders up here in front, still fighting it out for second place spot. Baines right now back in third again. I believe he's losing the front end on that truck. And here's what we'll do. We're on lap 30. We're halfway through. We'll give you the top rundown of who's where. Of course, Nicholas Sacco, as you can see, the 29 is your leader. The number 9 of LaBeouf there in second, who's been fighting all night long to take and keep up with the top spot. Chris Baines in third. Jason Keffer, no stranger for being up here in front, in fourth place spot. Stephen Affont in the number 11 machine. He is in fifth place. Behind him, Derek Fulton in the number 19 machine. Ashley Dodson was in fourth place, started up front in third, now back in seventh, kind of biding his time before the end of this race. Eighth place right now, Tyler Beeman in the number 91 machine. Michael McKinnon in the 13. Again, involved in a wreck earlier, but able to hold on right now to keep on that lead lap and keep in the 9th spot for a top 10 at this point. Michael Clary in the 70 machine. He'll be in the 10th place. Stephen Waltrip in the 11th place. Brandon Bullock in the 12th place. Zachary Talley, 13th. As we see these guys kind of shuffling up here between the 30 and the 3. The 3 of Andrew Hurley. Hurley was involved in the wreck and actually the first caution with the 13, unfortunately. But he's still holding on to the lead lap and the 14th position. Number 99 of Gene Roguski there. He'll be at 15th. Joshua White, again, our host this evening. He's in the 16th position. Christopher Williams in the 17th in the number 09 machine. Roger Brang there in the 18th position. Austin McKinnon in the 19th. Derek Mullins will round out our top 20. He's unfortunately 2 laps down at this point. Coley Bullock in 21st, and rounding out our whole field in 22nd is the number 94 of Eric Zimmerman. Back up front, Zacco way out ahead of LaBeouf, about 10 truck lengths. Kind of fell off there. The tires again getting wore in. Lap 32 is what we're on right now. It's going to be about 29 laps to go. It'd be 32, yeah, 29 laps to go from here on out. Sacco has got a beautiful line. Every time he goes around turn 2, he just pulls another half a truck length back up to the wall. Almost into it that time. The rear end came out on that truck just a hair. Enough to take him kind of be a little bothersome, but able to hold on to that 29 and the top spot. LaBeouf over a second and back as he gets a challenge on the inside. We're looking back here, second place there. Baines tries for it in turn 3, but does not have the run, unfortunately. Still holding on to that tailgate of the second place spot, but Baines fighting to stay there. Keffer way back in the 4th place spot, just entering turn 1 actually to our leaders. Behind him, Austin McKinnon and Derek Fulton are fighting it out. McKinnon to the bottom side. McKinnon will take over. Let's see, that position 19 will be as he actually a couple laps down. My apologies. Derek Fulton, though, in the 19 in the 5th place spot. Behind him, Steve Affont in the 11th place spot. Apparently just took over that position 6. I'm sorry, I'm reading that wrong. That's his truck number. I murder names and I murder numbers, apparently, with that being said. Car number 11 in a 6th place position. Steve Affont brings it down right now. Behind him, Ashley Donson in the 7th place spot. Again, that 07 machine. Been great all night long. Top 10 material right now. Rear end's a little bit wiggled on that thing. Looks like he got into a little bit of a scuffle, but maybe not as usual quick repair just yet. Back up front, let's take a look and see what's going on for second place. Chris Baines still able to hold off. Actually, let me rephrase that. Chris Baines took over the second place spot as we see LeBeouf there disappear just for the moment. LeBeouf there in 3rd place. Behind them, again, that is Mullins. Mullins is 2 laps down, unfortunately, but still able to keep up with the field. If we were to go with caution right now, the 62 of Roger Brand would be our lucky dog, but he's in the pits getting fresh rubber and tires. If he goes down one more lap, Austin McKinnon in the 87 machine will be our lucky dog, depending on what happens. Sacco again up front with over a 2-second lead to the second place of Chris Baines. Baines right now still holding on to that second place. Being told right now that we'll take a break right now from the racing action. It's been under green for a while. We'll go to commercial break. We'll be right back in a short bit. Again, you are watching the Louisiana Hunters for Heroes 150 here at Pocono.
There's a lot of tough roads that we go through here to get to some of the spots that we want to walk into. I could definitely say that the Rifle Caddy stands up to his name.
Live from Pocono right now, Nicholas Zacco out front as he was when we left. 2.4 seconds separate him and the second place of Chris Baines. Baines just on a mission this evening. Actually, he loses over second place spot. LeBeouf gets around him on the inside right now. Looks to be turn 1 just past him. As we also see Mr. Mullins there looking to get past him. Mullins again 2 laps down. Looks like the 54, unfortunately, of Baines has lost the front of that truck. Tires do mean a big factor after a long run like this. I believe they're going to have to pit at least one more time. Lap 36 right now is what we're on. 60 is what's going to be the fulfilling order of the evening. Inside of him right now, we see Mullins there to the number 2. On the inside of Baines, Derek Mullins trying to get that spot back. Still looking to fight to get a lap back. He's got the freshest rubber of all these guys up here in front. Keep that in mind right now. He has a chance to get past these guys if he can hold on to it. As you see him going to the bottom of Baines. Baines allowing him to go this time. Nowhere to go. Takes his line away. That'll shorten up Baines' run for the second place spot right now, putting him back at least, my goodness, probably a good second and a half behind the 9 of LeBeouf. LeBeouf right now 2.84 seconds back behind the leader. That was last time across the stripe. Starting to get good here up front. Sacco again walking away with the whole thing, just bringing these guys to school tonight. LeBeouf, number 9, still kind of keeping an eye on him. Let's see if we can gather up some time here. Plenty of laps to go in this time. Going to be 23 laps to go at the line. They'll bring it down through turn 3. Sacco hits the stripe. LeBeouf right behind him. We'll see what the time is this time. It actually gained 2.84 last time, 2.880 this time. Baines has fallen way off of it. 4.25 6 seconds ahead of Derek Fulton in that 19 machine, who just took over the 4th place spot. Fulton started 6th, able to hold that truck up front. Behind him, Ashley Dodson, known as 07. Dodson, again, starting 3rd, fell back, finally gives way back up through the field. Right now, he's 5th. A little bit of a fight back here between Dodson and Fulton, the 19 and the 07. Position 4th and 5th. We'll go back to the camera on that. Keep an eye on these guys going down through turn 2. Dodson looks like he's trying an outside line. The 19 of Fulton has a slight bit of damage to the rear end of that 19. Nothing bad. Same exact thing with the 07. A little bit more of an arc with the 07. He won't get it low enough to get a run off the corner. He'll actually slip back a little bit. 2 truck lengths separate these guys from 4th and 5th position. Back up front for just a moment. Baines there in the 3rd place spot. LaBeouf. Actually, we're taking a look here. I just realized our leader is in the pit lane. LaBeouf did not follow him. Baines did not do it either. Sacco, 4 fresh rubbers, right side of that truck going up right now at the end of pit lane. First pit box. Started on the pole. Right now he has scored 3rd, but that'll change as we cycle back around. Left side of that truck going up. Second fresh can of fuel going in. He'll bring it off of pit lane. And Florida has the advantage of that first pit stall to get right out there and get through those gears. He'll bring it up through. That means these other guys are going to have to pit pretty quick, as we're looking at LaBeouf right now in the 1st place spot. We'll see if the 9 comes down pit road this time. We'll bring it off of turn 3. Yes, the 9 of LaBeouf and the 54 of Baines will follow him in. Sacco way over in turn 2. That'll give him the chance to catch back up to these guys. We'll see exactly who the leader is here shortly. I'm going to believe that's Fulton. Fulton's going to have to pit here shortly. He'll hit the stripe, and that'll bring him to 3rd place spot. The reason they show that, keep in mind, LaBeouf and Baines are on the infield in their respective pits, but they've already crossed the start-finish line before Fulton got there. So right now, Fulton will be a show in 1st. Behind him, Jason Keffer in the 33 machine, the 11 of Steve Affont, and the 70 of Michael Clary. Actually, Dodson behind him, but Michael Clary in that number 70 machine, we haven't talked about him all night long. 16th is where he started, right now in the 6th place position. We'll cycle around with pit stops. We get back to the end of pit lane. Brady LaBeouf off and going. Chris Baines right behind him. Huge stretch out there, and it looks like LaBeouf was able to get out of there pretty quick. With that being said, he'll stretch out that, well, might be a 2nd place run between him and Baines. Oh my goodness, a good 20, maybe even 25 truck lengths between those two. Baines has got to get on that loud pedal and catch back up. As we see right now, Fulton, Keffer, Affont, all on pit lane. Those guys will bring their vehicles down for service. We see the 70 of Michael Clary will go to the top of the scoreboard. He'll lead that lap 41. 20 laps to go right now. Your leader, number 70 of Michael Clary. Clary way out front. Fulton again in pits. Keffer in the pits. Affont in the pits. Right now, 2nd place given to the 99 of Gene Roguski. Gene starting 17th right alongside of Clary. They'll bring those guys up front. Able to show off a couple laps, get a couple points, and at least Clary will by leading. We'll see Clary come down through turn 3. He'll make his entrance actually into turn 2. Turn 3, we're going to see if he comes off and does his pit service for the truck. Still keep an eye on that number 70. 70 down through turn 3. Our leader right now, again, Clary. Brings it down to the bottom side. He'll arc it high. Will he continue? He will. Down the front stretch he'll go. Lead another lap. Get a couple more points out of that. Fulton right now has exited the pit lane. He'll be down on the backstretch. Scored a 2nd. We'll cycle these guys through here shortly, and we'll still get a better lineup once things go. That all being said, Josh White has moved into the number 6 position, but he'll bring his number 8 machine down to get some service done to that. 2nd place now, Michael Sacco back on track. Keep in mind, Clary has not made his pit. He's down through turn 2, at least a quarter of a track ahead of Sacco. Clary's still got a pit yet before the final stage here. Trying to find LaBeouf. LaBeouf coming out of turn 1 right now, heading to turn 2. Baines just exiting turn 1 behind him, at least 20 truck lengths. That's been our fight all night long between these 3. Michael Clary still on track, showing as the leader right now. He'll come down through turn 3. Arc it way high, almost missing the fence, has a lift on the way off, and he'll bring that 70 machine in and give up the lead, trying to get some service done with 4 fresh Goodyears and some Sunoco racing fuel. Sacco will bring that 29 truck off of turn 3. Still schooling these guys tonight here at Pocono, and he'll lead this lap, and he'll gain right back as a leader as we go down to turn 1. Going to take a look to our second place once they cross the line. Nobody has done it yet. Brady LaBeouf back in line, 9.576 seconds behind the leader. Long ways to go, long way to make up. I don't think he can do it because at this point, Sacco is just schooling these guys. He's got enough tires and fuel to make it to the end. With that being said, keep in mind LaBeouf pitted one lap later than Sacco did, and that was able to take and get him back out pretty quick. But the thing is, with that one lap later, that was a disadvantage. That's one lap pressure tires that Sacco had to get that lead back and get away from these guys. Larry right now, he'll bring that 70 machine back off the pit lane down into turn 1. That'll bring him back to probably top 10 position. We'll see what happens again when I cycle back around. Most of our guys have already been in and out of the pit at this point. Sacco down to the front straight. That'll bring him as leader one more time in this race. Larry being shown a second. That's going to change rather quickly as LaBeouf hits the line. Will he shorten up that time? He will by a big margin, actually. 9.72 last time. 6.942 for our second place. Going to arc that really high up a turn 1. If he can keep that speed up, within a matter of 5 to 6 laps, he might catch up to our leader and challenge him. But he's got to save that stuff. He is running out of laps at this point in time. 17 laps to go. They're on lap 44. 60 is the goal here tonight. Chris Baines in the 54. He is back in third place position. He's actually fighting the 87 truck for his line right now. The 87, unfortunately, is a couple laps down. Taking a look right now at him. Austin McKinnon, 1 lap down. Let me correct that. He is actually the first truck on the lead lap. He'd be the lucky dog if the caution was to come out. I believe that McKinnon has a little bit fresher tires, maybe a lap or 2 more than the 54 does. But again, Baines is just holding on for dear life in that third place spot. We hit the line again, and it has evened out. LaBeouf, 6.792 seconds right now behind the leader. No big change right now. They've kind of gotten their speed back up. Cut off about 3 seconds when he came out of the pit. Thought it was going to be longer than that, but LaBeouf still on a pretty good line there, going down through turn 2. One pitch cycled through. It shook up the top 5 a little bit. Derek Fulton, a 19 machine. He is now 4th. He took it over from the 33 of Jason Keffer. Keffer went in a little bit later. He is now in the 10th place spot. Behind him, on Fulton anyways, Michael McKinnon at 13. Keep in mind, McKinnon was involved in our first caution. Actually, unfortunately, was the cause of that caution. Unfortunately, lost it off of turn 1, hit the number 3 of Mullins, and got into a little bit of a wreck. Got that car fixed for the quick repair, the truck anyways. 5th place, starting 11th. He is our guy that is on the move right now. No change from 1 to 2. Actually, a little bit, but it's in the negative for LaBeouf. 6.867 seconds now from 6.6 last time around. And LaBeouf is losing a little bit to the leader of Sacco. Sacco just got a fantastic time with that truck tonight, doing a great job with that 29 machine. And I'll tell you, he's just taking his time. He can be back with a teacup and a little saucer inside that truck. He's so smooth with it at this point in time. Coming down through turn 2, the tunnel turn they call it here. That's where the tunnels are to enter the speedway, on the infield anyways. A lot of haulers going through there, campers, etc. He'll catch the lap truck up ahead of him. Looks to be the number 8 of Josh White. Josh White actually still on the lead lap. That's going to put him down the minute that Sacco catches him. Josh White doing his best to stay on the lead lap, but Sacco's just biding his time, getting ever so closer to him down in turn 1. LaBeouf still on second. Not much change there. 6.72 that time in the stride. Josh White, a little bit of higher line, still on the lead lap, but that is shrinking as I'm talking. You look at Sacco, about 3 truck turns now. Down to the tunnel turn they'll go. Sacco will be under the tailgate probably by turn 3. You see a little bit of an arc there, higher arc by the 29, but watch the speed he gets off of turn 2. He gets great speed off of turn 2. He'll get to the inside of the number 8. They'll go door to door down turn 3, and Josh White will give up his lead lap. Disappeared there a little bit. Sacco actually come back to the inside. The number 8 appeared. Josh is fighting to keep on the lead lap. Side by side, they'll go down towards turn 1. Just trying to hold on to what he's got to keep there if a caution comes out. Although Lucky Dog is in his sights. A Josh to the outside. He'll go up in the third group, maybe the fourth. Just about missed the fence. Able to hold on to that 8 truck, though. 29 will get by him and unfortunately put him down 1 lap. Great racing tonight again with these guys. You're watching on, League Racing TV. My apologies, kind of looking off to my left here. Louisiana Hunters for Heroes 150. Here at Pocono, 48 laps complete, and 60 laps is the ending, the goal for all this. Way out in front. Another lap truck he's going to get up to right now. That'd be, let's see, the 62, I believe, of Roger Brem. Yep, that'd be him. Roger Brem, unfortunately, he's 1 lap down. Going to be 2 here very shortly. The buff in the back, a little bit of a distance gained up, 6.349 last time at the line. But I don't think he's going to have enough time to catch Sacco. Behind him, Baines, a good 6 seconds back from LaBeouf. These guys have really stretched it out here. Fulton right now going down through turn 1, that 19 machine. 18 seconds, 18 and a half, actually off the leader at this point. McKinnon still holding on for a great run in that 5th place spot. Behind him, Affont in the 6th place. Not a lot of challenges going on when we're getting into the closing laps of this race. The number 91 of Tyler Beeman there, he's in 7th. We'll run it down through the top 10. Ashley Dotson right now in the 8th. Stephen Waltrip in the 9th place spot. And what was running at 4th place for quite a while, way back in the front top 3 where they were running together, Jason Keffer in the 33 machine. Actually, Keffer right now down through turn 2, looking behind him. Our leader, Sacco, is just coming off a 1. There's a slight chance he's going to put him a lap down if he catches up. Sacco just bringing these guys to school tonight. I mean, beautiful run. No change between him and the top 3. Again, Bray LaBeouf there in the 2nd place is 6.650 last time at the line. Chris Baines is actually 12 seconds behind the leader. That'll cost him 6 seconds behind 2nd place. Derek Fulton again in the 4th place spot. At the line this time, lap 51. 10 laps to go. If you want to know the distance between our leader, and we'll even call it 4th place spot, look at our leader right now, Sacco, going down the long stretch. Not a long pond stretch, but the long stretch down to turn 2, the tunnel turn. If you look there in the tunnel turn, there are some tunnels underneath it. That's why they call it that. As you go down through there, the long pond stretch is actually next from there from turn 2 to turn 3. So here's the deal. Turn 2 is where our leader is right now. We go back to the 4th place of Fulton. Fulton off of turn 1. Big stretch, 19-second difference between him and the 19 back in 4th place. LaBeouf to the outside of 62 of Roger Brem. Brem will let him have it, obviously. 1 lap down, 2 laps down. Brem when he hits the line this time. LaBeouf, unfortunately, is no gain, no loss, but a 6.5 seconds separate the top 2 to get behind him. Baines in the 3rd place spot. Leader now entering turn 1, actually through the center. At the same time, Fulton is exiting turn 3. That's how much of a stretch of a lead that he's got. If you look at that full stretch on the front stretch, that is the longest one in NASCAR. If you think about it, 19 seconds separate the top 4, and that is where 19 seconds, maybe 20 seconds to get down that front stretch. Sacco just doing a phenomenal job. His line has been great all night long. Tire wear has been good. He's been just real patient with that 29 machine after he got by the number 6. Excuse me, the number 9, Bray LaBeouf. Let's get that correct. But Bray LaBeouf has nothing to be ashamed of. Top 2 run all night long, been in the top 3. Podium finish is what's going to be with him tonight as long as things continue. Again, beautiful paint job on that machine with the American flag, celebrating Memorial Day. Baines in the 54, right back out of turn 3. Entering turn 3, the 19 of Fulton. No difference between those guys. There's still 6 seconds separating them. And actually a little bit of a change in the top 2. 7.4 now. A second loss between him and the leader, between Sacco and LaBeouf. Sacco arcing that off a little bit now if he really wants to. Plenty of time, plenty of room. Going to come up on another lap truck of Andrew Hurley, excuse me. Andrew Hurley still on the lead lap, coming down the front stretch. A little bit of damage to that free machine. I don't believe he's, well, actually he did use his quick repair early. I believe he was in another mix-up. He'll bring it down to turn 1. Our leader right behind him. Hurley being shown in the 15th spot. A little bit high through those corners. Our leader a little bit lower. Sacco just doing a fantastic job keeping that truck on the low lane. But these guys, again, fantastic job of racing this evening. One caution is all we had. That was at the beginning, I believe, lap 20-something, with the 13 and the 3 getting into each other. But it's been green flag from here on out. Working on lap 55. Next time at the stripe will be 5 laps to go. Unless something very serious happens, right now Sacco's got this all wrapped up. Going back a little bit to our third place there, Chris Baines in the 54 had a challenge from the 87 from McKinnon. McKinnon 1 lap down, still trying to make up that lap. When McKinnon backed off, I think he realizes he's running out of laps here at Pocono, trying to get back on the lead lap. He would be third in line for the lucky dog. Andrew Hurley, the number 3, who just went a lap down right now, is in that position. Watching the number 3, I was watching as he came out of turn 1. He was in the third groove. I think he's lost the front of that truck as well. Just not enough turning through there, able to keep on the throttle. He's just kind of relaxing it down at this point. Still plenty of room to race, but it seems like he just doesn't have the power or the gall to keep up there. Sacco to the inside, 0-9. Putting another truck 2 laps down. Christopher Williams in that machine. Mr. Williams in the 18th position. Sacco right now working lap 57. The whole field is basically spread out at this point. The only challenge that I've seen, well, actually it has faded. That between Baines and the 57 machine. Back to McKinnon. McKinnon will get to the inside of the 62 of Brem. That'll keep him in the 5th place spot. Behind him, not far back though, the 91 of Beeman, Tyler Beeman, gets around the 62 as well. I do see a small challenge here for the 6th place position. Avant, the number 11, Beeman, the number 91. Avant to the inside line, a little bit lower. Doesn't have the bike to keep it down there. He'll go up to the 3rd groove, looking to the outside of that number 91. Beeman's still able to hold on to that 6th place position. Even if he did get past him, McKinnon's right in front of him trying to get to that 5th place spot for a top 5. Sacco way out front is now gained over 2.5 seconds, making it 3. Brady LeBoeuf, 9.12 back in the 2nd place spot. Lap 58 is when he's working 3 laps to go last time at the stripe. McKinnon, Beeman, Affont. The only challenges between those guys, 5, 6, and 7th. Closest guys that they can be together at this point. Even Ashley Dotson's a little bit back, at least about a good 12 to 15 truck lengths in the 8th place spot. One of the challenges I seen was between Beeman and Affont. Affont backed off. He's got a good 8 truck lengths between those guys, taking over the 7th place spot. And they're trying to gun for McKinnon, who's in the 13. in the 5th place spot to take over a top 5, but it doesn't look like they're going to get there. They're going to run out of time and laps before that happens. Sacco working lap 59, 2 laps to go this time at the stripe. LaBeouf kind of relaxing his 2nd place position, 9.4 now, back from the leader. Chris Baines right now across the stripe. He is 16.3 seconds behind the leader. Not enough time to make up for that win. Sacco just walking away in that 29 machine. Still full throttle. Still holding it to the bar. And it's right down to the floor as best he can do it. That truck still turns just like it did on new tires a long time ago. Our leader right now, Sacco, with that 29 machine. He's doing a fantastic job to school him. He'll bring it down through turn 3. One more time around this triangle. We'll see if he can bring it home without an incident. Down the front stretch he'll go. We'll kind of work off this last lap. Watching Sacco. Didn't get it down quite as low as he usually does there, but able to take and hold on to that nonetheless. 10 seconds right now between him and 2nd place spot of LaBeouf. And then making another 7 back to the 3rd place of Chris Baines. You're watching the final lap here at Pocono. Turn 2, Chris Sacco just giving them all kinds of schooling tonight. Sacco down through turn 3, real easy like. This time doesn't really have to pound it out of the corner. He'll bring it down the final time around turn 3 here at Pocono with a great victory here on League Racing TV. You're watching Louisiana Hunters for Heroes 150, and your winner tonight, Nicholas Sacco in that 29 machine. Ray LaBeouf finally making it here to the 2nd place to the line. It'll bring him home 2nd. Baines will bring it home 3rd in a 54 machine. Fulton now coming around turn 3 with McKinnon in tow, as we see Tyler Beeman behind him in the 91, just trying to make up for some lost time. 87 again, 1 lap down. They'll take and bring him in to the 6th place position from Tyler Beeman in the 91. Behind him, a Font, the number 11 machine. We'll finish out here again with a 29 of Sacco going to victory lane this evening. Congratulations on the 29 of Nick Sacco. Beautiful run tonight, schooling these guys. So we'll see if we can get some interviews here. I do not believe we have a couple guys in here for that reason. Looking down through my list, we actually have one, which is Ashley Dotson. If we can bring him into the booth, we'll talk to him, and we'll see where he felt about his 12th place finish this evening. That Chevy right there. With that all being said, that Chevy is going to have some challenging Fords with them here shortly. iRacing just came out with a Ford this week. It'll be released here in... We watch that nice little paint job that he's got on that 29 machine. In memory of Cammy, unfortunately, I believe he lost his pup this week. And, well, it's a great tribute, and I'm sure it is in memory of Cammy this evening.
Sorry about that. I just had to turn off the in-game set.
Not a problem, Ashley. I hope you don't mind a quick little interview here. Unfortunately, we've got nobody else around at this point. I'd love to interview Nicholas Sacco and see how he did it tonight. But again, 12th place run. You were up here for quite a while. Just kind of walk us through the end of the race, if you don't mind.
At the end of it is just trying to hold the grip and just get around the track without hitting all your markers and not going up.
How long did it take for the gears to fall off, bud?
Usually get them to about as soon as you get like the 10 mark, you can feel it starting to let go, but you can hold it pretty.
Well, not a bad run, even though he started 3rd, ended up 12th. Still a good time tonight. Still finished on a lead lap. That was one thing I was afraid with a lot of these guys going down. And I really, again, I wish I can get Sacco in here, but you have the spotlight for the moment. Anybody you want to thank for your team tonight?
You guys for starters for doing what you guys do. Also, if you just give me a moment, I think we're just trying to get Nick in here at the moment.
That'd be good. If you can get Nicky in here, we'll be patient with him. We'd love to interview him. Ashley, again, one of our drivers from Australia again this evening. Our only driver from Australia. Did a great run tonight. Still stayed out of everybody's way, out of trouble. Truck didn't have a mark on it. Give us a couple more minutes here. We'll see if we can fill a little bit of time and get Nicholas in here for an interview. Appreciate your patience. Again, you just got done watching POCONO live here on... My goodness, where is my screen? League Racing TV, I'm Ray Richard calling all the shots this evening. Louisiana Hunters, 4 Heroes, 150. 60 laps of great racing this evening. Not a lot of challenges, but still, guys able to keep it. 1 caution between 13 and 5 this evening. We'll run down our finishing order right now. We'll do it that way. Nicholas Sacco, of course, again, schooling the field tonight with a huge win. Next outside of that, second would be Brady LaBeouf in the number 9 machine. Chris Baines in the 54. 19 of Derek Fulton will be the 19 machine in 4th place. Michael McKinnon in the 5th place. The 6th, Tyler Beeman in the 91. Stephen Font in the 7th place. Stephen Waltrip in the 8th place position. Jason Kepfer was running top 5 most of the night, started 12th, ended up in the 9th place position. Michael Clary in the 10th place, rounding out our top 10, the 70 machine. Did a chance later on to try to take a late pit, and that got him in the top 10. Started 16th tonight. Gene Roguski in the number 99. He'll take home position number 11. Ashley Dotson, like I was talking about, in the 12th place. Zach Talley in the number 30 will be still on the lead lap in 13th. Brandon Bullock in the 25 machine, 14th place, and he will be our last truck tonight on the lead lap. Number 3 of Andrew Hurley will take home 15th. Joshua White in the 16th position, Austin McKinnon in the 17th. 18th, Christopher Williams, Roger Brem in that number 62, a couple laps down in 19th position. Derek Mullins in the number 2 will be 20th, Cody Bullock 21st, Eric Zimmerman rounding out your top 22 tonight. Still no luck right now on Nicholas. We're going to still give him a chance here for one more chance. Mr. Sacco trying to get him in here for an interview.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. Ashley, again, live TV, we'll do what we can to kind of fill the time. Ashley, if you can't get them, it's not a big deal. Just let us. But either way, like I said, 60 laps tonight, 150 miles, just fun time, fun racing. Great time all the way around here in the Josh White Esports Racing Series. Been to a couple different tracks. Again, that'll give them a good points jump tonight. This will be the 3rd race, I believe, points race this evening of the past few weeks. And
that's the 3rd one for us, and 4th will be going on, obviously. Just a bit of a, like you already know, there was a bit of a mismatch up with broadcasting and stuff like that, so unfortunately it kind of went the way.
Not a worry. Still had a good chance here tonight. Had a good time.
Definitely, it was interesting. I was expecting a hell of a lot more court.
Well, I kind of thought that myself. Turn 1's kind of the Achilles heel here. I mean, when you get down there and you race it hard about, what am I going to say, about 195 miles an hour going down to turn 1, and you're trying to hold it to the bottom to get that advantage. But again, very difficult to be, especially on older tires, because that front end just washes up the track, and you try to hold on to it. Even with a higher arc, it seems to help a little bit, but not.
Yeah, that's right. It's just trying to find that clip point if you let off too fast or you chop it too soon, and it just wants to wander, and you can't get the front to bed in to get a good exit. So, it's after doing that for 60 laps that it kind of gets a bit tiring after a while trying to hold it in.
Well, I can imagine a lot more concentrating, and you don't want to lift too early, obviously, but after a while, you kind of get off that throttle and back up that corner to make the turn, but it's difficult because you still want to drive it down every single turn, every single time.
Okay, looks like we got
And here's another bit of news. I just seen today that they're coming out with a new tire model coming next build with iRacing. What that means is not only will you have tire wear, but you may have a limited set of tires. You may even have to complete the race on one set, depending on what race it is. And that's going to be introduced here in the next build for at least a top 5 stock car series between NASCAR and I believe your modifieds, a few other ones, ARCA cars, all that stuff. So you can limit the amount of tires. That's going to be coming here soon to iRacing. Again, in the next build, from what I understand.
It looks like we got the 3rd place guy.
Actually, any luck on Nicholas at all? If not, we'll let things go here. We'll see what happens.
It looks like we got the 3rd place guy of Chris Baines joining.
Ashley?
There you got one of the guys in here. Just give me a moment. Just trying to find.
We're trying, guys. Again, we're trying to stretch out a little bit of time here. We understand it is the end of the broadcast, but we still like to give these guys a chance for an interview. Obviously, they put on a great race this evening. Actually, still working on getting Nicholas Sacco in here. Bristol was last week. Actually, I was able to partake in that race. Got beat up a little bit, but that's Bristol. Able to take in the top 5 for quite a while, but it was a lot of fun towards the end. Chris Baines right now joining us right now in the booth. The number 54, third place spot. Chris, great run this evening, man. Took home a podium finish.
Yeah, a lot of fun. First and foremost, myself and Nick, man, he was fast. I thought I would have had something for him, but maybe he got another caution. You get spread out here, tire wear and stuff like that. It kind of trying to start to go away on you. Started losing the handle a little bit later on the latter part of that run, and then I kind of slipped in the box. That's my funny stop up. All in all, I had a good time. I thank everybody for tuning in. Everybody was watching. Thank my sponsor, Gate Graphics, Bradley Wilson, who does my schemes for me. Josh White putting on this league and all the dedication that he has towards it. That's a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys coming on board too.
Yeah, fun time calling this race tonight. I was pulling for you, man. I thought you were up there in second for quite a while and was going to stay there. But still, not anything to be ashamed of. Started 8th, finished 3rd. Great run this evening. Anything you want to tell us about? Any type of sponsors? A little bit of thank you going out. I know you did that last time, but anybody else you want to talk?
Just really, I want to thank. I know it's Memorial Day weekend coming up. I want to thank all of our soldiers and everybody who's fighting overseas for us that we can actually be able to do this kind of stuff. So hats off to them and everybody else who came in and watched the race this evening. I hope they enjoyed it. Tried to put on a good show, week out. That's all we do that today.
We appreciate you being here. Chris Barnes at number 54 in 3rd place this evening. Brandon, what I'd like to do, a little bit of live stuff on air here quick before we cut everything. If we can't get Nicholas in here, we'll go back down to the booth. We'll talk to Josh White. I see he's still in there. We'll see if we can get an interview with the man himself.
Okay.
And I believe I'm going to head back down there. If you want to follow me, we'll see if we can get Josh White. You there, buddy? Now we're trying here. Josh, I heard you there for a second.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Hey, listen, we're still live on air and can't get an interview with LaBeouf or Sacco, but just got an interview with Baines and Dotson. Figure we at least get a third guy. Why not get the owner of the league? I'll tell you what, great run tonight by a lot of these guys. Unfortunately, you finished a lap down, and now's your chance to kind of talk about it if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. I had a fast truck. If you didn't notice me, kind of keeping up with the lead with him. It's just I had the good truck there at the end. It's just towards the start of the race, mid-race, I brushed the wall, and that kind of screwed me. And then what screwed me even more was I took 2 tires instead of 4 on my pit stop. But, I had a fast truck. I know I could have had a lot more fun tonight, but it was fun anyway. It was a great race, and I really enjoyed it.
No, we appreciate you putting this on week to week.
Next week.
We appreciate you putting this on week to week. And again, great race among these guys. And I don't mean to interrupt you here, Josh, but we have Mr. Sacco finally in our room. We've been kind of waiting on him here. Mr. Nicholas Sacco just schooling these guys this evening in that 29 machine. Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling?
Good, guys. You got me here.
Say what now?
Can you read me?
Yeah, we got you. We got you, bud. Yeah, we got you, Nick. Nick, go ahead and walk us through that.
Yeah, it was a great race. I mean, it was nice to go green for a while. Honestly, I think the green flag pit stops helped me out. I only had about a 3-second lead, and I wasn't really good on old tires, so I think they might have had something for me if they didn't have a little trouble on pit road. But good to get a win at Pocono. I live only about 20 minutes from there, so that was nice. Would like to be going there in June, obviously, for the race, but that might not be happening. Like to obviously dedicate that win to Cammy. Hope everyone's watching. Sorry that everything like that ever happens to anybody.
No, we understand. Yeah. We saw the paint job there, but it was a good tribute and a good win tonight to take in tribute to Cammy. Unfortunately, a loss this week. With that being said, Mr. Sacco, again, great run this evening. Anybody you want to thank besides, obviously, what we got in the hood?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to thank my wife. Obviously, she's on the pit box all night, so without her, we wouldn't have been able to make those calls on pit road, and we'll continue to make them as the weeks go on.
So what you're saying is, you got to keep her there, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Oh, I appreciate it. Bringing home first place right now and the trophy tonight, the 29 and Nicholas Sacco. We appreciate you all being here at Pocono Raceway from the Pocono Mountains, watching Louisiana Hunters for Heroes 150. I'm Ray Richer with the League Racing TV, and Brandon at the hull controlling the cameras. We appreciate you. We'll be seeing you next week with Josh White Racing Esports. Thank you very much for joining us.